I wondered what Earth Day means to you this year.
I got to say, I never thought about it that much. These things, whoever organized it, something happened, and at the last minute they called everybody in. That doesn't mean it's good or bad. I don't know if it happens like that every year. But for me, I'm like a big advocate of like the idea of even like Christmas. That you just, if you think that's a good idea, you should just do it. You don't need there to be a day, to celebrate anything. If you think that that's a good way to live, you should do it. And to me, I guess, Earth Day to me seems like the same thing. It's sort of like, well, if you believe that, just go start to live that, and then we don't have to. But I can understand it. It's like it reinstitutes it in people's imaginations and reinvigorates their belief in things. I'm into that as a thing and to participate in it and all that. But I as a humanistic thing, I feel like the way we're making the most progress is really the economy. It's like everybody who used to, turn on the Hummer and drive down to 7-Eleven just to buy a six-pack, well, they're not going to be able to afford to do it anymore, and they'll have to do, these cheaper things. So, I guess you take progress anywhere you can get it. I oftentimes, will go to Walmart to get some dog food, and I'll park in between two giant Hummers, in my little Prius, and I think, oh, isn't this funny? And it's like, no one even understands that that's a joke or that's ironic or that's disturbing or whatever, And especially, I live in Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
We go down to Dallas a lot where sometimes you're literally sitting on the highway and it's nothing but like, there's limousines that are like Hummer limousines, going down the road, So I don't know. I don't know. Ideas like Earth Day and all this, there's an element of whimsical hippies out there in the fields running around naked. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
I think when I was young, that's what I thought they meant. Yeah, let's smoke pot and run around naked. But I don't know. I think everybody. Even the situation today, I kind of feel like whenever you're talking to someone about it,
yeah,
they're already aware of it. The people that we really want to reach don't like us. And aren't going to be at the show here today. You know what I mean?
How do we get those people involved, do you think?
We kill them. No, I know. We just get rid of them. No, I don't know. I think, I come from Oklahoma where our senator, Jim Inhofe, I'm not sure he even really believes in evolution or anything, and I'm aware of how powerful he is only because we campaigned with Andrew Rice, our Democratic guy that we were trying to get to sort of represent us, and so, what are you going to do? I do feel like we're all patient, we're all tolerant, and these ideas, if they're good and right and all that sort of bullshit, it'll prove itself.
Is it a message that you hope to convey through your music? Is it the Flaming Lips?
No, not really. I think all those sorts of ideas, it all comes from just common sense anyway.
Sure.
If you're not a mean-spirited, destructive person, you would love. To me, it'd be easy to love animals and trees and the environment. Sometimes I think people are the hardest thing to love of all of it. You know what I mean? And I say that to people all the time. That the ideas of music and the bigger ideas. It's about love, but doesn't always have to be about love of people. Sometimes people are the least worthy things on the planet. You can always go love trees and animals and just
And you have a lot of animals in your shows usually.
Well, not real animals,
right.
but I think, I'm from Oklahoma, so, everybody there has animals and big backyards, and it doesn't seem, I know a lot of this time it's geared towards people who live in big cities, and the idea, like, you walk outside and all it is traffic and high-rises and all that. But, I'm in Oklahoma, and I literally, if I'm at home, I'll go drive to the lake and watch the sunset every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, even, when I was young, we would run around and, do stuff, all hours of the day and night. And the idea that we're attached to our environment, to me and my family, it's just part of our life all the time.
Sure.
But I could see where people who, especially even living here, it's kind of like you can get choked out kind of easy,
Are there things that you do in your life that you're particularly proud of when it comes to the
I
environment?
don't know. I mean, I don't really know, especially in Oklahoma City, if recycling and all that really is working. I sometimes think that people spend a lot more time and effort advertising it than they do actually making it efficient and working. And those are struggles. I think people would, it becomes something that's left to whoever's, whoever the powers that be that are doing that. It kind of gets left to them. You just put your stuff in a container and you put it out on the lawn. So I don't know. I mean, I certainly think the ideas, it's getting away from being so wasteful and all that, but I don't really know. I sometimes question everybody's, like the way people value stuff. People talk about the price of gas. For me, I wish gas was a lot more expensive than it is, because it would really make people wonder, should I take the Hummer down to 7-Eleven just to buy a six-pack? People will say gasoline, it's $5 a gallon. It must be a government conspiracy. Well, people go to the movie theater all the time and will spend $8 on a box of fucking popcorn.
Yeah.
That costs 2 cents to make. I mean, do you know how easy it is to make popcorn and how hard it is to make gasoline? I mean, gasoline should be $20 a gallon. It's impossible to make it, and we do it all the time. People will go to the store and buy a fucking bottle of water. $3 for water. It's like, dude, it's water. You know how easy it is to put water in a bottle? It's easy, So spend $3 on a bottle of water and think it's the greatest thing ever. Gasoline, if it's $3, they bitch about it. It's like, I don't trust that, not just Americans, people in general have an idea of how this stuff is and how it's made and how valuable it should be. So I don't know. I think the best thing we can do is just, march forward. If we think the ideas are good, we should live those ideas. If people think the way we live is so cool, they'll try to be like us. And if not, I mean, I don't know. I mean, some of these things are just so entrenched in people's minds.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
I mean, I'm always hopeful. I mean, the idea that we could have been asked to do this 2 years ago, and I wouldn't have wanted to stand in front of the White House. I would have done it as a kind of protest, to be asked to do it now with Obama here and all that. I mean, it's for me, it's just cool to sort of stand here in that space where those millions of people were. I still feel like there's an atmosphere of optimism hovering in the weeds out there, And I think so. I think that's great. So the idea that if Obama can be elected, and it's true, anything is possible, and all these things that we think are important can become possible. But it's not. It's not going to happen unless we work our asses off, as always.